அகர முதல எழுத்தெல்லாம் ஆதி பகவன் முதற்றே உலகு.
ஆதி பகவன் முதற்றே.
தமிழே திருஞானம்.
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're jumping right into something truly fascinating. We're diving into a radical, completely physics-based reinterpretation of the single most famous Thirukural couplet. Now, the Thirukkural is, of course, one of the most widely printed and studied texts in the world, but we're looking at it through a totally fresh perspective derived from ancient Siddha texts. We're stripping away the conventional interpretations and using strict root word etymology to uncover what might be its true original meaning.
Agira mudala eruthellam adi bhagavan mudatre ulaga. Now, if you have any familiarity with Tamil literature, you've definitely heard this incredibly familiar first Kural. It's almost always interpreted through a moral or religious lens, right? Usually it's translated as something like, as the letter A is the first of all letters, so the eternal God is first in the world. But the author of our source material argues a really compelling point. What if those traditional translations actually contain fundamental flaws?
Okay, let's dive into this. The premise here is totally impartial. It throws out centuries of religious commentary and relies strictly on root word etymology to solve the mystery of this verse. And what it uncovers isn't just a basic grammar lesson, it's a massive cosmic paradigm shift. The idea is that this single couplet actually encodes the astrophysics of how our entire universe was created. So here's our roadmap for the investigation. First, a new etymological perspective. Second, akaram, the universe's first sound. Third, ati, the colossal great fire. Fourth, bhagavan, sun that divides the sky. And finally, number 5, friction of stones, a direct example.
Section 1. A new etymological perspective. A fresh look at ancient roots. And just to be clear right up front, the author notes that these deductions are based entirely on Siddha literature, and we're presenting them neutrally for you to evaluate.
Let's move to Section 2, akaram, the universe's first sound, the primary vibration. Let's peel back the layers on this very first word.
Now, what's really interesting about this concept is how Valuar uses the root a. It isn't merely a grammatical vowel here, it's the primordial sound. The author argues it encompasses the absolute entirety of cosmic sound frequencies. We're talking about all the vibrations, the echoes, the sheer noise, the absolute foundational auditory frequencies of the cosmos itself.
And where does that massive sound come from? Well, these sounds are governed by immense physical actions. Think about massive cosmic cataclysms. The sound is generated by violent collisions, extreme frictions, explosive separations, and cosmic mergers. It's literally the chaotic physics of a Big Bang-type event. Those massive physical actions are the exact mechanisms that generate this primary, echoing sound of the universe.
Moving on to Section 3, the colossal great fire, redefining a familiar term. Usually the word adi is just translated as beginning or sometimes God, but let's look at the roots. The root word a actually translates to something massive or gigantic, and the word thi translates directly to fire. So when you put them together, Avi literally becomes the colossal, massive fire. And what's the biggest fire we experience in our world? It's the sun. So Avi isn't some abstract concept here. It's a very literal description of our local star.
Section 4. Bhagavan's sun that divides sky, the creator of day and night. Let's see how this fits into the puzzle.
Consider this for a second. The universe's natural state is just a permanent, endless night sky, right? Well, the root of the word Bhagavan relates to dividing or parsing. So this newly formed sun, the Adi we just talked about, acts as the physical divider of that sky. By bursting into existence, it physically divides that permanent cosmic darkness, giving us our earthly experience of half day and half night.
Let's see how this all builds into a cohesive, chronological timeline of creation. Step 1. You have immense cosmic friction and collision. Step 2. That action instantly generates the primordial sound, the a. Step 3, the friction eventually generates immense heat and light. And step 4, this culminates in the formation of the sun, the adi, and subsequently the planets. The really crucial takeaway here is Valuar's timeline. Sound absolutely predated the formation of the sun and the planets. Section 5, friction of stones, a direct example using a tangible physics analogy. Now, I know this might all sound a bit abstract, wrapping astrophysics into ancient poetry, but the author gives us a brilliant, grounded example to prove this using basic physics. Think back to a childhood experiment, taking two heavy stones and rubbing them together with immense pressure. What happens? First, the sheer physical friction instantly generates a loud sound. Second, it generates heat and a spark of light. But because light travels way faster than sound, our human eyes trick us. We perceive the bright spark first, but physically, the action created the sound prior to the light.
This beautifully illustrates the exact same mechanism, just on a cosmic scale. On the human microscale, rubbing stones creates a spark where the sound actually precedes the light. On the macrocosmic scale, the violent celestial collisions created that primordial sound before the colossal fire of the sun was fully formed. It perfectly connects the microphysical action to the macrocosmic event, showing just how scientifically accurate this sequence really is.
So what does this all mean? When we strip away the assumed meanings and strictly look at the root words, a whole new world opens up. We aren't just reading about vowels and deities anymore. Did Valuvar intentionally encode the advanced astrophysics of cosmic creation, the exact sequence of collisions, primordial sound, and the ignition of stars inside what we all assumed was just a simple grammar lesson? It's a fascinating conclusion that totally reframes the hidden depths of ancient Siddha traditions. And honestly, it leaves you wondering just how much more science is waiting to be decoded in our oldest literature.